Hey folks, welcome back to Canada's Boxing Channel. I hope everyone's doing well. As we know, in fact I've already done a couple of videos on it, Fabio Wardley is fighting Justis Huni on Saturday, June the 7th. This is the WBA interim heavyweight title fight. And I think a number of people, certainly myself included, were initially quite disappointed that Big Baby Miller had to pull out for what is officially, I think, being called a shoulder injury. Some of us are speculating it might be something to do with Salita Productions, contract disputes. And, of course, because Big Baby Miller is a PED aficionado of some renown, there's always the spectre that Big Baby Miller may have indulged. Hope not, but, you know, leopards and spots, hey? Anyhow, Huni, who is an unbeaten Australian prospect, 12-0, you know, people were, myself, like I say, included, were saying, you know, if he comes to fight, you know, but of course, the Australians and the Kiwis who know Huni better are saying, hey, he's going to be really good. Like, he's the real deal, right? And I've been reflecting on this, and I'm getting myself more excited as well. But I did notice, with a certain degree of enthusiasm, that Fabio Wardley gave an interview to, I think it must have been the Ring Magazine. And he said that he thinks Huni is going to be a tougher challenge than Miller, which I hope he's not just sort of, you know, polishing the apple here. I hope that he really believes it, which would be good for us as fans, because it would show that, hey, this could be a better fight. And then, of course, I'm happy that Fabio Wardley, who I'm a sort of a fan of, that Fabio Wardley recognizes this. He's not sort of, you know, sitting back and going, oh, well, you know, this guy, I'll just sort him out. So I think that could be good. In fact, he said a number of things. He said that when Miller had to pull out, they scoured through the ratings and they wanted to find somebody who was good, right? But then the problem is, you know, people are either coming off fights, people are not remotely ready to get into a fight because, you know, it's sort of like, was it like 5-6 weeks out? And heavens knows, you know, fighters these days need like 12-week camps, don't they? What happened to fighters fighting every 2 weeks? Oh, well, never mind. But there were a number of people, that he didn't mention names, but he said there were a number of people who, you know, they were talking to, and Justis Huni's camp was like, yep, send us the contract, we're good, yep, we'll make it work. And that fits with what I was saying when I did a video, I think it was yesterday. I do so many videos now, I forget which day I do them. When Justis Huni was saying, yeah, I didn't have much time to reflect, it was basically go, go, go with Texaco kind of thing. I'm dating myself with that line, aren't I? Anyhow, it appears that Justis Huni's camp was like, yeah, let's get it on, send us a contract, where some other unknowns were a bit sort of, you know, waffly. And then there were people who had other commitments as well, right? So, you know, if you've contracted to fight fighter B and you get this offer from Fabio Wardley, you know, you don't want to be sort of upsetting anybody else's contractual obligations. The last thing you need is some sort of, you know, legal problem, right? So it appears that Justis Huni was available. That was the key thing. Keen, which was another key thing, and had good ratings, which was another good thing. In fact, he's number one with the WBO, rated higher than Moses Atoma, for example. What Fabio said is this is actually going to need a complete overhaul of his training, because he was prepared for Miller, and he didn't say Miller was one-dimensional, but he said that Miller, you know, basically, I don't have it in front of me, I should have, I'm sorry. He said that Miller was kind of predictable, that he knew what to expect from Miller. Miller was very tough, very durable, very powerful, but he knew what to expect, so he was training for that. Where he said Justis Huni brings a variety of different things to the table, which means that Fabio Wardley's got to sort of not exactly go back to the drawing board, but it's got to do a bit of I guess, a different game plan, right? So that was interesting. And again, I'm beginning to get quite enthusiastic about this fight, because as much as I would like Fabio Wardley to win, I don't want him to have a, walk in the park and just, punch somebody out for the sake of punching him out. Sort of like, I don't want to rag on Moses Atoma, but I've kind of lost interest in seeing Moses Atoma fight because he's not fighting anybody that's any good. We'd hoped that Dempsey McKean was going to be good, but he really wasn't. And this fellow he's fighting, I can't even remember when he's fighting. That shows how much interest I've got in it. Like, I don't care about the fight that he's got upcoming until Moses Atoma's in with somebody like a Justis Huni. I'm really not interested. So I wouldn't want to see Fabio Wardley fight just some, kind of tomato can because, oh well, ho-hum, right? I'd like to see him have a good fight, be tested, so that then you can really evaluate a fighter. And of course, we're fans. We want to see, we want to be entertained, right? I think the backlash after last weekend's fights, they're not even worth mentioning again, has shown that fans really want to be entertained. I mean, even if you're not paying to watch it, you're investing time, if nothing else, right? So, yeah, I'm beginning to get enthused, and I am pleased that Fabio Wardley is cognizant of the fact that this guy is bringing something different to the table than Big Baby Miller was bringing. He may not be so exciting in the build-up. I would not anticipate that Justis Huni is going to be coming, shouting the odds and effing and blinding and all that sort of stuff and throwing tables over and whatnot. I would imagine he'll be respectable. Fabio did say, please don't wear a Norwich football club jersey, as the last couple of people who've done that it hasn't worked out well for them. It sort of jinxed them. So anyhow, but I'm sure that Justis Huni will show up. I expect him to be respectful. He'll sort of fight his corner, so to speak. I don't think there'll be many fireworks, but he'll be hopefully be confident. He's giving up some age, not some size, but he's giving up some age to Fabio. And I would imagine that Fabio is going to be, we know what Fabio's like. He can, do that, right? And he's a very confident guy. He's 30, as opposed to Huni's 26. So, and Fabio's got the gift of the gab. So if there's anything to be, blathered about, I suspect that Fabio will dominate that. But I would anticipate it'll be all quiet. I think it's going to happen next week. Justis Huni was saying that he's going to fly to Britain on Tuesday. So I would imagine Wednesday or Thursday at press conference. Be interesting to see. I'm looking forward to it, and I'll let you know what it's all about. Anyways, that's all I've got for the moment. Please like, please share, please subscribe. Get your friends to subscribe. Sign up your pets. Whatever it takes. And most importantly, have a great day. Thanks so much for watching. Cheers.